Crossfire is one of the oldest maps in Call of Duty. The old COD veterans love it, but all the newer players who started exploring this game recently after the mobile version came out would probably not know the ins and outs of this map. It's essential to know what the map looks like, what the most common fighting zones are, and how to deal with them to gain a competitive advantage in your game. First things first, this is a map which has medium to long range battles, and hence sniper rifles are very effective on this game. Now, sniper fights are usually more challenging than regular assault rifle or SMG fights. Here, even if your aim isn't the best, you can give yourself an advantage with positioning. And if your enemy is in a really strong position, the only way to deal with that is to alert your teammates about it.
Snipers, watch out!
And you cannot alert your teammates without knowing callouts. So let's get started. Starting off, this map is in the shape of a giant C. The central part of the map is called the street. There's an uphill spawn and a downhill spawn. Let's start with uphill. The first and the most common angle you will see people fight on is this L wall. It's in the shape of the letter L and hence the L wall. In frontline on deathmatch modes, this is an angle that you can use to snipe down anyone coming from downhill near the cars. Let's get into this building. This area is called lights, simply because there's a lot of lights over here. There's upper lights or lights top, there's balcony, and then there's bottom lights. Basically, this whole building can be called lights. This building also consists of a hole. Once you go through it, you can call this room as the lower hole. Then we have the banisters or the upper spawn building. It has several windows where you can position yourself. Down here in this building, we have kitchen. Be careful while coming here though, because you're really exposed from the street and you can get sniped. From kitchen, you can go upstairs by either taking the stairs on the left or go right and outside to find the ladder. Right outside the kitchen, we have ticket booth. And then we have the bus, the legendary Crossfire bus. Here is the B-bomb site. If you're in the search and destroy mode, this is where you plant the bomb. This area to the side of the B-bomb site is called melons. Why is it called melons? Because in Call of Duty 4, in the older version, there used to be plenty of watermelons stored in this area. Now the mobile version does not have a lot of fruit, but the callout still remains the same. Here we also have a counter. The other room is called back melons or melon racks. We make our way down to the B steps. Just ahead of it, we have a dumpster. The dumpster is a really strong position because the enemies here can only see your head and it's trickier to kill you. Meanwhile, you can spray them down as their entire body is exposed. If you continue ahead, you will see this building, which is called the cafe. Now this is a pretty important building, and that's because it's connected directly to the downhill spawn, so the defenders can use this side lane to come up here pretty quickly. Now let's cross the street and check out what's on the other side. Back here we have barrels. This is the A steps. The interesting thing is, you can watch the B bomb plant from here on these steps. This whole building can be called the A building. Upper A, there's windows here which you can shoot from, but be careful because even if you're hiding, you can get wall banged. Coming from down there, these are A steps. There's another counter at the bottom. Now let's start from the defensive spawn. There are several shops around the spawn and there's plenty of such hiding spots on the attacking spawn as well. But these are all pretty much useless because they don't serve any purpose in the game. They're just there. The only use I see for it is if you want to hide while you use a predator missile or a nuclear bomb and you don't want anybody to kill you in the meantime, then you can come and hide here. Otherwise, these spots at the start of the spawn are pretty much useless. Now, this is the bottom sniper building, also called as the broken building sometimes. And ahead of that, we have ruins. Inside of ruins, there's also a ladder which you can use to get on top. That up there can be called as top broken or top ladder. Moving forward, we have the laundry room. If you go prone here, you can defend the A bomb site after planting the bomb. Moving ahead, we have the tables and then the A dumpster. This is a good place to hold in demolition or search and destroy. And that's the actual A bomb site. That's where you plant the bomb. To sum it all up, the attackers have a safe access to the A site and they can get there without much danger. But to go to B, they have to cross the street and that can be risky. Vice versa, for the defenders, they can come into the cafe and get to the B site safely, but they make a risky cross to the A site. Let's talk about the upper spawn building. This room is pretty good if you want to snipe down the street, and it also lets you watch the bomb site. However, if you're playing deathmatch or frontline or domination, it's better if you use this room because from here you can watch the cafe as well, and it allows you more vision towards the left side of the map. In the lights building, there's a little cubby that you can hide in that often goes unchecked. So in a deathmatch, if you are the defender and you manage to get this far, this is a good place to hide in because you'll be safe and you can come out and farm plenty of kills. Another great angle you can do from lights or in the room with the hole is come near this table next to the window. From here, you can watch cafe. The reason this position is so strong is it not just looks into the cafe but lets you cover all the way to the downhill spawn, blocking off the very entrance to the cafe itself. Another great position you can take to shut down cafe is to go down the hole and stick to this right side corner. This is a strong angle as now anybody who's hiding behind the counter in the cafe can be killed, leaving them absolutely no place to hide. This position behind the steps or behind the dumpster is so powerful. You can keep a check on cafe as well as watch A alley from here. You can defend the B flag in domination and the A bomb site in search and destroy. And this is really difficult to deal with because the opponents can only headshot you. Although keep in mind that they can use explosives to destroy you, and since it's a really small spot, dodging grenades here is difficult. If you're on the downhill spawn and you manage to get to this area outside the A building, you can get on top of this green car and mow down scores of people. It provides ample of cover for you, and it's not a common angle, so your opponents will probably never expect it. But be careful because the walls of this entire building, even upstairs, can be spammed. From here, you can farm a lot of kills as it directly overlooks the defender spawn. But don't stand in the ticket booth or you can get wallbanged. Be careful about getting flanked. This car is great cover because you can use that to snipe across the map. Also, the cars in this map cannot be wallbanged, so pretty much every car is good cover. But I would advise not to play from the car ahead of this because you can get killed from many different angles. This building onwards where the useless area of the spawn ends, you can get behind this broken wall and from here you can watch all of the mid street. The cafe is a super important piece of real estate. This area gives you access and visibility to all parts of the map. You can watch the top of street, you can watch A alley, and you can even sneak into the B steps. But you're also pretty exposed while being here. Hence, instead of vaulting out over this wall or running straight out of the door, we would recommend using slides. While moving in, slide down like this, and then use the left side wall as cover and slide out of the door again towards dumpster. If you're vaulting or plain running out, there's a good chance that you can get sniped off, but while sliding, you're somewhat safer. In cafe, you can come up to the forward right hand side corner and then turn to look towards your extreme left. You don't just cover A alley, you get to peek in all the way, deep in towards the alley. In search and destroy, it helps you prevent the attackers from rushing the A bomb site. Also, while in cafe, find the dumpster and spam the wall above it. It's a great wallbang angle as it directly hits anyone who's either planting or defusing on the B site. Here's a great preemptive nade that you can use. Find the right hand side most brick on the ground when you see these two holes in the walls, and then through the hole on the first floor, throw a nade in the gap, and this will land straight in the middle of cafe.
Taking the lead.
Well, that about wraps up the video for today. These were some of the most common spots on Crossfire and a few more unconventional ones that you can use to set your snipers up successfully and win the games. If you found these tips useful, please like the video and subscribe for more games in the future and more entertaining esports content. If you find any cool stuff on this map yourself that we haven't shown here, please let us know in the comments below. And if there's any other type of Call of Duty Mobile or any other mobile esports content that you want to watch, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.